Yo, what's up, guys? Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for joining me once again, your favorite sports personality, Mykell Mathieu, here in Infanity TV studios to bring you your favorite show. And you already know the slogan. You know what you got to say with me, because these are the breaks. These are the breaks. These are the breaks. You know what it is. Thank you guys so much once again for joining me this beautiful Thursday, March 14th. It is already beautiful out here, especially here in the great land of Los Angeles, California. And you know I got you covered, so let's get right to it. We're going to start with the gridiron. I know they aren't playing any football right now, but there has been a lot of moves during this free agent frenzy that is going on right now, and I'm going to run through them. You know I got you. So we're going to start off with the Eagles making a big-time move. They were able to add Saquon Barkley. I really like this move because, you know, he's a superstar running back that's going to have a solid O-line if they can replace a couple of the pieces they lost. You got A.J. Brown. You got Devontae Smith on the outside. Goddard, the tight end. And then you got Jalen Hurts as a quarterback. But with Philly, it's all going to come down to Jalen Hurts. Can he be great? Because DeAndre Swift did a good job at running back. The year before that, they got great running back play. So it's going to all come back to Jalen Hurts, but I love the move for Saquon. He's going to be back close to home. He had the little disagreement and back and forth with Tiki Barber, but Tiki's just hating. He's mad that this guy left the Giants and joined the enemy, but hey, hopefully it all works out. I like that move for Saquon Barkley to the Eagles. I'm going to give it a B, baby. So then you have Derrick Henry to keep it with the running backs. I'm going to start off there. Derrick Henry is now a Baltimore Raven. Great pickup. I think the Ravens realize after losing to the Chiefs, hey, I know we want Lamar to get MVPs and to throw the ball as much as possible, but damn it, we are known for playing great defense and we are known for running the ball. And now you get King Henry in there who's going to be inspired to go out and try to win a Super Bowl. I hate that they lost Patrick Queen to the Pittsburgh Steelers, but Derrick Henry is going to give them that dominant back, the best running back that Lamar Jackson has ever played with in his career, and I love this move. So I'm going to give that a B+ Derrick Henry to the Ravens. But the Texans, I'm telling you now, the Houston Texans is going to be the biggest threat to the Kansas City Chiefs next year. I believe in C.J. Stroud. He is that dude, and they are making moves to make this team as great as possible. They get Hunter, the pass rusher. He is going to go and add them another guy along with Will Anderson Jr. to go and attack the quarterback. So I love that move. You get Joe Mixon traded from the Bengals. You take him away from another AFC team that you expect to battle to be at the top and give them a running back because they didn't have a running game. The fact they played so well, won their division, and was able to do the things they did with CJ leading them. Now you get them a guy like Joe Mixon who can run the ball, who can block, who can catch the ball. It is great. I'm going to give them an A. I think the Texans are doing some great things, and I'm saying it now. Look out for them, Chiefs Kingdom. The Texans are coming. To take you to the NFC, you got Josh Jacobs and Xavier McKinney, two great pickups for the Packers. I know they lose Aaron Jones to the enemy, the Minnesota Vikings, but Josh Jacobs is a nice running back. He is going to be focused. He's going to be inspired, ready to push things forward and try to win because everybody's believing in Jordan. Stop. Oh, everybody's believing in Jordan Love. Jordan Love is a baller. The guy is somebody that a lot of people say, hey, he may even be the MVP there. So you have Josh Jacobs. Now you have Xavier McKinney to replace some of the safety play that they're going to lose in free agency. And the Packers are right back to where we're always used to them being one of the better teams in the NFC. And I love this Josh Jacobs move. I'm going to give that a B+ with him and McKinney joining there so far. Chiefs, they were able to, I think, also be big winners so far too, because they didn't sign anybody new, really. You went and got Irv Smith, who's a solid tight end, possibly third tight end, but they were able to keep Mike Pennell. If you saw that Super Bowl, he was dominant. He gave Trent Williams problems throughout that game, and he was a guy who will help them stop the run. But then you got Chris Jones. Chris Jones gets this big-time contract. He's going to get about $101 million guaranteed by the end of this contract. And you keep one of your star players on your team, and shall I say, maybe the greatest defender to ever suit up for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I know, Chiefs Kingdom, you're going to be like, what about Derek Thomas? Hey, Derek Thomas doesn't have 3 Super Bowls like Chris Jones. Derek Thomas hasn't had the impact that Chris Jones has had as far as when it comes to winning. Yes, he may have him by sacks 6.5 to about 2.5 for Chris Jones in the postseason. But Chris Jones opens it up for everybody. Chris Jones helps stop the run. Chris Jones has helped this team. And as much as Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and all these guys are important, you have to have Chris Jones, and the Chiefs knew it, so he got paid. And shout out to Patrick Mahomes, because they were able to restructure his deal to save the team $21 million that they can use to try to build this roster to go for 3. That's why that contract given to Patrick Mahomes may be the greatest sports contract of all time. It's $500 million, but they were able to do so many things to it so that they can make the types of moves and restructure it whenever they want to help this team win. And so far, 2 back-to-back Super Bowls. They're going to have a chance to get 3. Shout out to the Chiefs. They get an A+ for what they're doing so far. I love what the Falcons are doing. We saw last year the Falcons were clearly a quarterback away. That division's best quarterback was Baker Mayfield. So now Kirk Cousins is there. It's crazy that he's still getting these deals, but he's a really solid quarterback. The year before he got injured this past season, the Vikings were balling out. I know they left the playoffs early. They got knocked off by the Giants. But you give him Bijan, you give him Bijan Robinson, you give him Kyle Pitts, who I think he's going to help emerge kind of like TJ Hawkinson. You have Drake London. They add in Mooney from the Bears. The Falcons are doing it right. They are making sure that they are prepared to possibly be the best team in this division for a few years to come. So they get an A as well. I love what they are doing. Russell Wilson, he got paid. He's getting paid by Denver. He's also going to get a little bit of money from the Steelers and go there and compete with Kenny Pickett for that starting job. So that's good for him. He's going to go with the coach who just knows how to win games. So I love that. I'm going to give that deal a C+, B, because we don't know what Russell Wilson we're going to get, but it's great competition for Kenny Pickett. Then we got to take it here to L.A. The Chargers were able to restructure Max so that they can have him back and be able to save some money. And to save money, they cut Mike Williams, who, hey, he's a guy that makes big plays. Bye-bye. He's one of those guys that's like Bruce Banner and Hulk. Some games he's Bruce Banner where he looks regular. Some games he goes Hulk mode and goes crazy. But now you're going to see him. He's no longer going to be with the Chargers. They saved $20 million, and they need as much cap space as possible. People are saying maybe they might move Keenan Allen. So we're going to see there. But I just know I love this part of the NFL season. I know it's off season, but the free agent frenzy is always crazy. So many different players move. This is where you build championships. You got to go out and get the right pieces as we get closer and closer to the NFL draft, which is going to be here at the end of April. So I'm excited. You guys let me know, how are you grading these moves with free agency? What's your favorite moves? What's your least favorite moves? Which teams have gotten better? And it's not done, baby. They still got more to come. More moves will be made. More trades will happen. And, hey, it's going to be fun to watch, and I will make sure that you guys get my opinion every week, baby. So, hey, make sure you guys stay with me. I need a break. You need a break. Get you something to drink. Get you some food. And come back and watch some more greatness here with the breaks.
Hey, everyone. I'm Mykell Mathieu with the LA Sparks, and you are watching Infanity Television.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Mykell Mathieu, and you're watching Infanity Television. Boom.
Shout out Infanity Television. This is Juju Watkins. See y'all.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with me. I know you love the energy. I know you love the knowledge when it comes to the sports world, and I'm giving it to you all. So we just talk about some football, but now I got to make sure you put your backpack on. You got your notebook ready, your pencils, because we are going to the university. That's Breaks University. As we all know, it's some great hoop being played right now with women's and men's college basketball. But I want to talk about some things because, of course, I love what Juju is doing. She's amazing. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. We saw all the craziness with the SEC championship when it comes to the women, but what is going on with men's college basketball? It feels that men's college basketball has truly lost its magic. I don't know how to fix it. Things are crazy. We're having too many teams, too many players switching teams. Like, guys are at one university, then the next year they're somewhere else. Like, you can't really get to love any one player with the school because they're moving because of all of this NIL deals and things like that, transfer portal. The one and dones, I believe, at first it worked. At first it was a great thing. You were able to see guys like the Derrick Roses, Malik Beasleys, Kevin Durant's, Greg Odens, and etc. go to college and play at least for a year. But now with the talent pool not as great as it used to be, and these guys needing to be there, I believe that the one and done rule has to change because it is not helping college basketball right now. And, you know, for you college fans, I know I talk to a bunch of guys. I talk to people in different arenas, and they tell me, man, it's so tough to follow college sports and college basketball especially. There's not enough household names. Why women's basketball, college basketball is much bigger than men's college basketball right now is because of household names. I mentioned them. You have Juju Watkins. Winner. You have Caitlin Clark. You have Angel Reese. Cameron Brink from Stanford. South Carolina always has star players. Tennessee is starting to pick it up. Like, you have so many big names. UCLA bought out this year and has some names on the team. The names are the reason why people watch the games. In college basketball with the men, you don't have that. I can't tell you who the best guy is with the biggest name. Who is really making NIL money in men's college basketball? When it comes to college football, you see the names. You see what Caleb Williams is. He's going to most likely be the first overall pick. You see in all of these stars, Jaden Daniels, who was the Heisman winner. That's why it's so big. So now you have to figure that out, men's college basketball, because the tournament is coming. I don't really know who I should be choosing to win. I don't know who are the star names to follow. And your game doesn't have the big names, big moments, and it's not helping men's college basketball. So shout out to the ladies. You are doing it right, but men's college basketball has to be fixed before it loses all its fans. Keep these guys there. 2 years. If they want to go straight to the league and try it, let them do it. But if not, let them stay in college so that we can get back to knowing these names and following these players for a couple years before they go pro. So that's it when it comes to the universities talk. Put your backpack and stuff away. Let's get our grown man and woman on, and let's talk some NBA hoop. But before we talk more of that, break it or leave it, baby. We got to go there because that's going to start it all off. And I'm going to tell you that I'm with leaving this and breaking this up. I don't want to see it, but break it or leave it. Should the NBA change the game the way that it is played right now? Or should they leave it the same? Like, they're having meetings to try to make sure they fix it, because right now it's offense, offense, offense. So many guys have scored 70 points and 60, 50, and things like that. And people are like, man, we don't like this. The All-Star game made it all worse with a team scoring 200 points. So I believe that it should be changed and that we need to break up what is happening. And this is what should happen to help do it. First, number one, we have to eliminate the gather step, because if you look at some of the highlights, Anthony Edwards made a great moves a couple nights ago, but it looked like a travel because it was 3 steps. But according to the rule book in the NBA, that first step is called a gather step. But anywhere else in the world, it is a travel. So I think if you can take away that gather step, more travels are called. It will make, you know, guys have to take 2 steps and become better players when it comes to that. Call more carries. Guys are carrying the ball like never before, and it is crazy, and it's bad basketball. Kids are trying it in high school, middle school, and it's getting called on them. So they need to fix that. And then number 3, eliminate defense in 3 seconds. I don't know if you got to make it 5 or you just have to put it away. Allow guys to be able to say, hey, if you can't make an outside shot, I'm going to help my guy that needs help. And I think those 3 things will be great things to help change the game and make it more defensive. Of course, you got to add the physicality as well. So you guys let me know. Break it or leave it. Do you like the game the way it is, or should it change? But let's get to all of the NBA talk. I got to get through this quickly. Kawhi Leonard is dealing with back spasms. He had to leave the last game. Not only left the game, he left the arena. So he's followed them. He's there with the Clippers as they take on his trip. They play tonight versus the Chicago Bulls. But let's see if he's healthy, because if he's not healthy, the Clippers will lose once again, and their season will not be as great as many, including myself, thought it would finish. Anthony Edwards, that guy should be the next face of the league. He looks like Mike. He looks like Kobe. He is a guy that brings excitement. He has the look. He is very charismatic. He is a fun guy. He is a nice guy to the media. I was able to interview him a couple nights ago. Real great guy. He is the guy, especially if he has a great postseason run. His team makes it to the second round. He looks great. They possibly make it to the conference finals. Anthony Edwards should be the next face of the NBA. They wanted to be an American player. He is the best American guy going forward. He put up an easy 37 against the Clippers. That's the guy who the NBA should say, we need to ride his coattail, because I do think eventually he will go to a bigger market. So Anthony Edwards is your guy. And I have to say this, because Draymond, he had a great guest. Zeke was on his show. They talked about the team. They talked about Steph. And shout out to Zeke, damn it, because I am like Zeke. I am someone that says Steph Curry isn't a point guard. Draymond, you handle the point guard duties. He is a shooting guard, and that's what he is, one of the better shooting guards of all times. Yes, he has point guard abilities. Yes, he should probably be called a combo guard, or some people say a hybrid guard, but he is not a point guard. Zeke was a point guard. Magic was a true point guard. Stockton, Chris Paul, these guys who initiate offense and their job was to get other players involved. Those are point guards. If you're about buckets, 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 and scoring first, you are a scoring guard, which is a shooting guard. So I don't want to hear it, Twitter world. You've been going back and forth with me talking about this, but hey, that is my thoughts. That's how I feel. Let me know what you think, but I got more for you. I got more for you here after the break.
Hey everyone, I'm Mykell Mathieu with the LA Sparks, and you are watching Infanity Television.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Mykell, and you're watching Infanity Television. Boom.
Shout out Infanity Television. This is Juju Watkins. See y'all.
Welcome back, sports fans. I still got more for you here with your favorite show, The Breaks. And, you know, we got to keep it on the hardwood. We're talking basketball. I said what I said. I don't care what you feel, Instagram world, Twitter world. Steph Curry is not a point guard. He shouldn't be in anybody's top 5. He is a combo guard or he is a shooting guard. That's just what it is. But I got to give a shout out to a guy because the Denver Nuggets looks like they're going to be the favorites along with the Celtics as we get closer to the playoffs. But it's a guy that doesn't get enough respect that I believe that deserves it. His name is Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon may be one of the most underrated players in the NBA. He can do everything. He decided to say, I'm going to take a step back behind Joker, behind Murray, and I'm going to be that third guy, sometime fourth guy if Michael Porter Jr. is knocking down shots. But he is a guy that can knock down open shots. He can play inside. He can take you off the dribble. He can defend so many positions. He is one of the reasons why that this Nuggets team has found its way, has become a champion, and has a chance to go back to back because Aaron Gordon has accepted his role and said, I'm going to do what I have to do to be a winner, and it's working so far. Do you guys agree with me? I know a lot of you guys are going to mention some other names, but is Aaron Gordon one of the most underrated players in the NBA today? Because I believe so. And before I leave this basketball talk, I got to talk about all this nonsense that's going on with social media, with just the disrespect towards the 90s. You guys see all over Instagram, Twitter, wherever you're going to use, you know, social media. All the talks are they're done with the 90s. That's the slogan, done with the 90s. They're throwing up these bogus tapes. Of course, anybody can go find the worst of any era of basketball where guys look goofy on the court, whether it's Kobe Bryant making mistakes, whether it's Shaq, Tim Duncan, you guys, a lot of people's favorite players, LeBron and KD and things like that. Like, that 90s era helped mold what basketball is today. The 80s was a start. The 90s helped take it to the next level. That's where guys like Kobe Bryant comes out of. Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, those guys. Even, you know, the LeBron James, they studied these guys. They were alive to study the guys in the 90s, and those are the guys who paved the way. I'm not a big fan of disrespecting the past. The past is needed to make sure that the present is better, whether it's football, baseball, soccer, and especially basketball, because these guys truly paved the way. And the disrespect that they're having, we would never know. We would never know how Jordan, Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson will look in this era, but we have to respect what they were able to do, because without them, believe me, without those guys, the NBA wouldn't be what it is today. And especially you guys disrespecting MJ. MJ has everything you need. Championships, stats, accolades. He is considered the GOAT by so many people because he did his damn thing. And people said he can't go left. you guys are blind. You need to go back and not look at highlights of these different fanboys of different players who try to show the worst of the player. Go and watch real full games if you really about knowing what these players are like, because I guarantee you will walk away with a different type of respect. So I'm tired of seeing it. I don't want to see no dumb with the 90s. The 90s was great. One of the greatest eras of basketball. I always felt the 2000s was the greatest because it was a bit of the 90s. It was the new, and it was part of the 2010s with the LeBrons and the KDs and guys like that who became the superstars of that era. Let's stop the disrespect. It's no fair. It doesn't make any sense. And I know that most of you people out there who are being disrespectful has never played basketball on any level. You guys are probably little kids who are trying to make jokes and fun, but you're disrespecting the game, and those guys paved the way for what we see today, baby. I got to talk about this as well as I take you to the breakout with yours truly. Yours truly, Mykell Mathieu. And it's a little bit of basketball, but I just want to be a little more serious with this because, like I said, Zeke was able to join Draymond Green on his podcast. They talked about so many things, and one thing that they brought up was Michael Jordan. And, man, two guys that I respect, two guys I studied growing up with dreams and aspirations of hopefully making the NBA myself, which it didn't happen, but for these guys to still be carrying a beef for so long doesn't make any sense. Guys are aging. We lost a legend in Kobe Bryant. This should have been a time to bring people together. So I don't want to see Zeke talking about until Jordan apologized in front of the world, I can't be at peace. You guys need to figure it out. Magic, guys who are friends of these guys, need to talk to them and say, hey, all this beefing needs to be done. You guys are two of the top 50, 75 players to ever play the game. You guys gave us a great rivalry, the Bulls versus the bad boy Pistons. Let there be some respect. Let there be some peace. All this beef. I mean, you guys are way too old for this. Grow up. Get it together, MJ. Get it together, Zeke, because maybe it'll be great to have a sit-down where you guys can talk about how great that rivalry was between the Bulls and the Pistons in the late 80s and early 90s. But just to take you away from sports, my Star Wars fans, what's up with you guys? Hope you guys are all right. You see some great things are coming with Star Wars, but Bad Batch, the final season, is going up. So far, I like what's going on with the show. They're doing a really great job. It seems like Star Wars has it figured out. We know how to make great shows. I know a lot of people weren't too big of fans of Kenobi, but I thought Kenobi was solid. But now you have this animated series. It is doing a great job. A lot of people are tuning in, and I love what Bad Batch is doing. And I got to give a shout out. Joe Budden, who has a great podcast. He had one of my favorite rappers on there, Royce the 5'9", two former members of the great group, Slaughterhouse. You know, J. Cole. They talked about J. Cole. And Royce said something that was very interesting to me as a hip-hop fan. He said, J. Cole is the only competitive rapper today. And I agree. I believe that people aren't competitive in hip-hop anymore. That's why the 90s and 2000s were so great, because it was very competitive. I talked about last week, Nelly said, man, for you to get a #1 hit, you had to go through so many guys. And we need that competition back. That's why I want Drake to rap more. That's why I want to see more Kendrick work. That's why I want to see people to say, I want to be better than this guy. Rapping, putting out music, because it only makes hip-hop better, because right now hip-hop is trash. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I have to just pick and choose some of the rappers. But, man, it needs some help, and I think competition will really push it forward. But that's it for me, guys. I thank you guys so much for tuning in and tapping in with me here with your favorite show, The Breaks. Don't forget, check out all of the great shows here with Infanity TV. Check out the website so that you can read articles and all the happenings that's going on with sports and culture. Once again, I am Mykell Mathieu here with your favorite show. These are The Breaks. Catch you next week, baby.